The wise Buddha once proclaimed that our mind is a profound tool, shaping us into what we think. These enduring words hold deep wisdom, and today we venture on an exploration inspired by Buddha's teachings, to delve into 11 aspects you should quietly eliminate from your life. We'll use Buddha's profound wisdom to illuminate our path towards inner peace and enlightenment. So let's embark on our journey. Lesson 1. Avoid justifying yourself to those who hurt you. It's often instinctual to feel the need to defend our actions or emotions, especially when caused pain by someone. However, this habit can result in unnecessary distress. As Buddha insightfully declared, your anger doesn't punish you, it's the anger itself that punishes you. This underscores that the anger and hurt we experience when trying to justify ourselves to those who hurt us can, in essence, hurt us more than anything else. By releasing the need to justify ourselves to those who caused us pain, we can free ourselves from the emotional weight of seeking approval or comprehension from them. This isn't about suppressing emotions or undermining the importance of healthy communication in relationships, but rather understanding that some individuals may not be receptive to our explanations or willing to alter their viewpoints. Instead, we should concentrate on our own healing and growth, striving for inner peace and comprehension within ourselves rather than relying on external validation. This lesson motivates us to prioritize our mental health and well-being, realizing that our peace of mind shouldn't rely on the endorsement or comprehension of others, especially those who have caused us pain. Lesson 2. Avoid oversharing about the end of relationships. Lesson number 2 emphasizes the significance of evading overshare about the termination of relationships. As Buddha wisely advised, speak only words that are welcomed. Words that cause no harm to others are always pleasant. This means respecting the confidentiality of your past relationships and refraining from partaking in unnecessary gossip about them. When relationships end, it can be an extremely emotional and challenging period for all parties involved. Buddha's guidance reminds us to practice restraint and compassion in our speech during such times. Disclosing intimate or sensitive details about a relationship's end can often lead to increased pain, not just for you, but also for the other person involved. Instead, consider the impact of your words on both yourself and the other party. Is what you're about to say crucial and beneficial, or does it merely serve to spread negativity and harm? By respecting the boundaries and privacy of your past relationships, you not only uphold your own dignity but also foster a more harmonious and compassionate atmosphere in your personal and social circles. Remember, silence can often be the most eloquent and respectful response during such times. Lesson 3. Unnecessary goals. Buddha, the Enlightened One, shared profound wisdom when he stated, "The trouble is you think you have time." This eternal teaching encourages us to reflect on the transiency of our existence and the preciousness of the moments we are given in this life. It serves as a striking reminder that we often waste our most valuable resource, time, by chasing goals that are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Visualize your life as a finite collection of moments, each one a jewel in the tapestry of your existence. Now, think about how often we squander these priceless moments by chasing unnecessary goals that truly hold little significance. These unnecessary goals can take different forms, from materialistic pursuits driven by societal pressures to trivial pursuits. Objectives that do not resonate with our fundamental values and purpose. To heed Buddha's counsel is to embark on a transformative journey of introspection and prioritization. It urges us to scrutinize our ambitions and discern which ones genuinely resonate with our inner selves, align with our values, and contribute significantly to our personal growth and the well-being of others. By relinquishing those goals that are superfluous or incongruent with our authentic path, we free ourselves from the restraints of distraction and dissatisfaction. This teaching motivates us to focus our efforts on goals that enrich our souls and enhance our lives. It encourages us to value each moment as an irreplaceable gift, enabling us to craft a life that is not just a series of pursuits, but a profound and purposeful journey. Thus, let's heed this ancient wisdom and consciously refocus our energies on the goals that truly count, enabling us to maximize our time and lead a life of beauty, significance, and fulfillment. Lesson 4. Refrain from raising your voice amidst anger or frustration. Imagine a situation where you're engulfed in anger or frustration, a moment when you feel the urge to vent your emotions by raising your voice, perhaps to assert your point or dissipate pent-up tension. However, Buddha, with his everlasting wisdom, offered a compelling analogy. He compared holding on to anger to holding a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. The critical insight here is that in the process, you end up hurting yourself. This analogy vividly illustrates that anger harms not just the recipient, but inflicts even greater damage upon the person harboring it. When you raise your voice amidst anger or frustration, it often leads to a cycle of negativity. It may exacerbate the situation, making it more challenging to find a constructive resolution. It can harm your relationships, as yelling can be hurtful and create emotional distance. And most importantly, it impacts your mental and emotional well-being. Clinging to anger can lead to stress, anxiety, and a lingering sense of inner turmoil. So, what's the alternative? Buddha's guidance encourages us to practice patience and tranquility. Instead of reacting impulsively to our emotions, we should step back and allow ourselves to calm down. This doesn't imply suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them while choosing not to let them control our actions. By practicing patience, you can gain clarity and approach the situation with a composed and rational mind, improving the chances of finding a mutually beneficial solution and preserving harmony in your relationships. Buddha's lesson on raising your voice during moments of anger reminds us that true strength lies in mastering our emotions, not letting them control us. By practicing patience and tranquility, we not only avoid unnecessary suffering, but also pave the way for more harmonious and fulfilling interactions. So, when you feel anger rising within you, remember Buddha's wisdom and choose the path of patience and tranquility to navigate life's challenges. Lesson 6. Cease the constant comparison with others. In this lesson, we delve into Buddha's profound wisdom, warning us about the harmful effects of constantly comparing ourselves to others. He keenly pointed out that comparison with others fosters jealousy and insecurity, demonstrating how this habit can sow the seeds of negative emotions within us. When we indulge in perpetual comparison, it often triggers a cycle of negativity. Comparisons with others, we unwittingly set ourselves up for feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. We often overlook our own unique qualities, talents, and strengths as our attention shifts to what we perceive as the achievements and successes of those around us. This continuous cycle of comparison can erode our self-esteem, making us feel less valuable and less capable than we truly are. To heed Buddha's eternal advice, it's essential to embrace our uniqueness and stop gauging our worth or progress against others. Everyone's life journey is unique, molded by their personal experiences, circumstances, and decisions. By recognizing and celebrating our unique qualities, strengths, and achievements, we can cultivate self-acceptance and contentment. Moreover, refraining from incessant comparisons allows us to nurture a healthier mindset and emotional well-being. Instead of obsessing over others' achievements or possessions, we can channel our energy towards self-improvement, personal growth, and the pursuit of goals that genuinely align with our values and aspirations. Buddha's lesson encourages us to value our own path and recognize its uniqueness. By abandoning the harmful habit of constant comparison, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of self-value, inner tranquility, and the ability to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Lesson 7. Thoughtless use of social media. Buddha's wisdom warns us of the profound effect our thoughts have on our lives, stating that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. In the context of our modern world, this lesson is particularly pertinent to our use of social media. In today's digital era, it's all too easy to fall into the pitfall of mindless scrolling and superficial engagement on social media platforms. Many of us spend hours each day glued to our screens, consuming content that may not necessarily enrich our lives or promote genuine connections. To genuinely embody this teaching, it's vital to approach social media with mindfulness and intentionality. Rather than aimlessly scrolling through your feed, consider focusing on positive and meaningful connections. This implies being cognizant of the content you consume and share, as well as the interactions you engage in. Ask yourself whether the time spent on social media positively contributes to your life or if it's merely a source of distraction and comparison. Strive to connect with others authentically, engage in significant conversations, and share content that uplifts and inspires. By using social media mindfully, you can align your online presence with your values and aspirations, ensuring that your thoughts and actions in the digital realm contribute to your personal growth and overall well-being. Remember, the mind truly is everything, and how you use it in the realm of social media can greatly influence your life's trajectory. Lesson 8. The pursuit of external validation. Lesson number 8 speaks to the common tendency of seeking external validation. Many of us, relying on others' approval and recognition to feel worthy or confident, neglect our self-worth. However, Buddha's teachings remind us that you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This implies that our worthiness and self-esteem should emanate from within, rather than being dependent on others' opinions or judgments. Picture this instead of constantly seeking validation from others. Envision a life where you prioritize self-love and acceptance. It's about understanding that our worth and value come from within and not from external validation. You are innately valuable, independent of external affirmation. This change in perspective allows you to establish a solid foundation of self-confidence and joy, independent of others' opinions. Remember, this doesn't imply that you shouldn't appreciate praise or recognition from others, but it does mean that your self-esteem should not solely depend on it. By focusing on self-love and internal validation, you'll discover a deeper, more enduring sense of satisfaction and self-confidence. So, relinquish the need for constant external validation and cultivate the relationship you have with yourself. It's the most important one you'll ever have. Lesson 9. Perfectionism. Buddha, the wise sage, imparted a profound teaching when he said, "There is no perfection in this world, only striving for it." This insight invites us to examine the intricate relationship between our relentless pursuit of perfection and the inherent imperfections that are an integral part of the human experience. In a world that oftentimes glorifies unattainable ideals, it's crucial to heed this advice. Perfectionism can be a double-edged sword. While it may drive us to achieve high standards, it can also lead to relentless self-criticism and stress. Buddha's teaching encourages us to abandon the elusive concept of perfection and instead embrace our imperfections as a fundamental aspect of our humanity. By doing so, we liberate ourselves from the chains of self-doubt and unrealistic expectations. We learn to appreciate the beauty in our flaws and the growth that arises from our mistakes. This shift in viewpoint allows us to focus on progress, not perfection. It enables us to set meaningful goals, work diligently towards them, and savor the journey of self-improvement without the crushing weight of unattainable perfection hanging over us. Lesson 9 teaches us that the path to personal growth and fulfillment lies not in the relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal, but in the recognition and acceptance of our imperfections. It's an invitation to lead a life guided by the principle of continuous improvement, where each step forward, no matter how small, is a cause for celebration. In embracing our imperfections, we discover the true essence of our humanity and uncover a profound sense of satisfaction and self-compassion. Lesson 10. Clinging to unrealistic expectations. In the world of Buddhist wisdom, we come across a profound teaching in Lesson 10 about clinging to unrealistic expectations. The essence of this lesson is captured in the words of Buddha himself when he said, "The root of suffering is attachment." To truly comprehend this, let's delve deeper. Unrealistic expectations often arise from a form of attachment, a fixation on how things should be rather than accepting how they are. This attachment can lead us down a path of discontentment and unhappiness as we continually chase after ideals that may be unattainable or simply not align with the ever-changing nature of reality. Consider that you set impossibly high standards for yourself, your relationships, or your achievements. You become emotionally attached to these ideals, believing that they are the only path to contentment. However, when reality inevitably does not measure up to these expectations, suffering follows. You may feel frustrated, disappointed, or even defeated. Buddha's wisdom urges us to let go of this attachment to unrealistic expectations, and in doing so, discover satisfaction in the present moment. This does not imply abandoning all goals and aspirations. Instead, it invites us to approach life with a sense of flexibility and acceptance by letting go. By releasing inflexible expectations, we expose ourselves to the charm of the present moment. We learn to value what we have, recognize our progress, and find satisfaction in the journey itself rather than being solely focused on the destination. This way, we liberate ourselves from the constant cycle of longing and dissatisfaction. Implementing this teaching into our lives can lead to a significant transformation in how we perceive the world. It encourages us to foster mindfulness, a state of being entirely present and aware, and to savor the richness of life as it occurs. It urges us to accept the imperfections and uncertainties that make our journey unique and meaningful. So as we traverse the intricacies of existence, let's heed Buddha's wisdom and free ourselves from the constraints of unrealistic expectations. In doing so, we open ourselves up to a more authentic and satisfying life experience. A life where satisfaction is found not in an imagined future but in the allure of the present moment. Lesson 11. The detrimental impacts of gossip. Buddha's wisdom reverberates in his timeless counsel, "Do not speak unless it improves on silence." This profound advice urges us to contemplate the words we utter and their influence on our relationships and environments. Gossip, often a source of aimless chatter and negativity, is something we should consciously avoid. Instead, we should aim to cultivate a more mindful and compassionate communication style. Gossip, while seemingly harmless at times, can have significant repercussions. It involves discussing or spreading rumors about others, often without their knowledge or consent. This behavior can erode trust, spawn misunderstandings, and sow discord among individuals. By indulging in gossip, we inadvertently contribute to a toxic environment where negativity and mistrust thrive. To genuinely follow Buddha's advice, we should pause and consider whether our words are enhancing the silence or disrupting it. Instead of partaking in gossip, we can opt to channel our energy into conversations that uplift and inspire. Mindful communication entails actively listening, empathizing with others, and speaking with kindness and authenticity. By abstaining from gossip and adopting a more mindful approach to communication, we can foster healthier relationships, build trust, and create a harmonious atmosphere where silence is not a void but a canvas for positive and meaningful interactions. As we conclude our exploration of these 11 lessons inspired by the teachings of Buddhism, it's crucial to remember that the quest for inner peace and happiness is a deeply personal and introspective journey. By consciously working to eradicate the detrimental habits we've discussed from your daily life, you can pave the way for a more fulfilling and harmonious existence. If you find the insights shared in this video valuable and thought-provoking, we kindly ask you to show your support by liking the video. We also encourage you to consider subscribing to our channel to stay updated with more content aimed at enhancing your well-being. We appreciate your input, so please feel free to share your reflections and personal experiences in the comments section below. To ensure you never miss out on any future updates, be sure to activate notifications.